Good morning to all my Facebook patients out there. This is Dr. Phillips. I'm going to give you my take on Corona-19, the COVID-19 virus pandemic that's going on in our country right now. It's very scary to everyone because there's a lot of unknowns. My hope today is to give you my take on the pandemic and hopefully reduce a lot of stress. COVID-19 is a novel virus, which means it has never affected humans before. It's a subset of a larger group called coronavirus, initially indigenous only to bats and somehow mutated to affect humans. And since it has never affected humans before, we do not have resistance to it, and that makes it spread very easily. Common symptoms, if you should get the virus, are a temperature above 100.4, a persistent cough, and some shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. Now, those are pretty vague symptoms and can occur with just about any respiratory infection, so every cough is not COVID-19. And let me reassure you, most cases are mild to moderate. Probably over 80% of the cases are just flu-like symptoms that you can recover at home without any treatment. The most common mechanism of spread is a cough or a sneeze. It aerosolizes. When you cough or sneeze, it creates a flume. And those particles are suspended in air for a certain amount of time. And if I cough or sneeze and you come right through that and inhale, it goes into your mucous membranes and the virus gains access to your body. Also, if I cough or sneeze on a surface, a doorknob, or cough in my hand and then touch something, that virus can live on that surface for a certain amount of time, though we don't know exactly how long. And if you come by, open that door, and then rub your face, your eyes, you can get the virus that way as well. Now, some people get very sick from this, and the target high-risk people are the elderly over the age of 65 to 70, people who have COPD such as emphysema, chronic bronchitis, asthma, congestive heart failure or underlying heart disease, and those who are immunocompromised. If you're on a chemotherapy agent for cancer, if you are on some type of suppressant agent for rheumatoid arthritis or Crohn's disease. And there's some consideration that even diabetics and people with HIV are at risk. As of right now, there's no available testing that's on the market for outpatients. They're working on it. LabCorp is working on a test to make it available for us to use as a clinician, but it's not there yet. And there's really no treatment as of yet, though again, they're fast-tracking it. There's a new antiviral out that they're trying to see if it works. And there's some older school medications, such as hydroxychloroquine, which is a malaria treatment from the 1950s, and zithromycin that you may know as a Z-Pak. It's been showing great promise. So what can you do, what can I do to keep this from spreading? What you're already hearing to do. Stay isolated. Social distancing. Wash your hands. Hand sanitizers are at a premium right now. Washing with warm soapy water for 20 seconds under running water is really your best bet. Staying hydrated. When your mucous membranes are dry, it makes an easier entrance point for the virus. If you're hydrated and the mucous membranes are moist, it makes it more difficult for it to get in. Keep up with your nutrition. I was at Walmart a week or so ago and noticed that the potato chip aisle was totally empty. That's not a good way to get nutrition. Fruits, vegetables, lean meats, things that you should be doing anyways. Get plenty of rest. Get some kind of exercise in. It's okay to go outside and take a walk. And keep your hands away from your face. It's hard, but try not to rub your eyes. Try not to rub your nose and such. What we're doing right now is we are limiting our office hours somewhat. We're available. The office for the next 2 weeks will be running from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with lunch from 12 to 1. Any acute issues, if you get sick, because people are still getting bronchitis, bladder infections, sinusitis, things like that, we can handle by phone or possibly a video conference. This is going to pass. There's some that are saying we're already reaching the peak. These diseases spread in a bell-shaped curve, and there's some saying that we're already approaching the peak. So hopefully in the next week or two, things will start to subside and maybe we can get back to a normalcy of life. But we're in this together. Remember, we have a God who's bigger than any virus, any pandemic. I pray for you as my patients daily. I would appreciate your prayers for me and my staff. If you have an opportunity, thank a healthcare worker. You know, the healthcare profession right now are the soldiers in this battle, and we are very overwhelmingly undersupplied. Imagine if we sent troops to fight a war who did not have the proper uniforms, geared to detect landmines, and said, oh, by the way, here's some World War II surplus weapons you can use. We wouldn't even think of that. But that's what we're facing right now in our hospitals, in our clinics and such. Thank a healthcare professional if you have the opportunity. If you have any questions, call the office. Janet, Mary Lou, and Kelly and I are going to be there throughout the week. We'll answer any questions that you have. Healthy people stay healthy. Eat, hydrate, exercise. We're in this together. God bless you and stay healthy.